Southland has a long history of growing oats, as its location and climate is well suited to it. Owen Saunders has been growing and harvesting the crop since he was 14 years old.
We grow oats, cut them, stook them and cut the sheaves into chaff and distribute it throughout New Zealand for the horse industry. About 50-50 between the pleasure horses and race horses. This will be my 51st harvest. I've been doing it since I was 14-year-old, doing it the way that it was done 100 years ago. Up until 1945-50 when the horses moved out, because the chaff was mainly grown for horse feed for draft horses for the farmers. We'll stook over 200 acres for chaff, which is about 25,000 stooks, 250,000 sheaves. Stook is 10 sheaves together, stooked to face the north for the wind to go through it and dry it. It's left there for about a fortnight, and then we go and load it on one of the mini trailers that I own. It's a chaff cutter, bought new in 1936 by my grandfather. We have dry stooks off the trailer, we back the trailer in beside it here, fork it into here, goes in through here, knives cut it, and then you get a product like this, which goes to the horses, and then you having down the front, which is the long rubbish. The straw remains not crushed, so you still get a whole straw, and the oats are cut, whereas if you're just trying to mix the oats with it, they're not cut, and so the horse doesn't get the food value out of it. I've most probably got my niche market with chaff, but still keen on the oat milk thing because I think it's got a lot of potential. You know, my grandfather and that used to always drink oat milk in the paddock 100 years ago. So it's not new, it just needs developed, I expect.
That potential has been recognised by organisations such as AgMart, who gave a grant to New Zealand Functional Foods to help develop the oat milk project. Robin Campbell, a director at Venture Southland, explains.
The background to looking at this oat project has been that we've seen the risk for Southland of a monoculture. Southland for a long time was completely given to sheep farming only. Before that, actually, it was completely given to dairy, and now we're in a second phase of being largely given to dairy. So we really need to mitigate that concentration of risk. So there's absolutely no of shake and using this harvesting method that you use.
Shake's not a problem.
If you look at where the world's best oats are grown, they are grown in latitudes similar to ours, Finland, Sweden, Scotland, and the same here. So the first thing is that we can grow them well. The second is that today there's a range of products that is available that enable us to put oats at the top end of the health and wellness market. The first meeting that we had to discuss this idea of making high value products out of oats, we sent people around the supermarkets to see just how many products were available from oats. And we were astonished. We had a table full of things from cosmetic products through to a high range of food products. Obviously, a lot of people think porridge, that's the traditional oat product. We've thought beyond that, initially looking at oat milk, but as we worked further into that, we realised that we could go beyond that too and pitch this as a health and wellness product because of the health claims that we're able to attach to an oat drink. Health claims that are approved both by the European Union and by the FDA in the United States. We think that the market is medium to high income people across the Pacific Rim and Asia. I wouldn't like to see this product in competition with dairy. It's not a milk substitute. But that said, you do have to measure yourself against the dairy industry at some level. Our calculations are that you can make a litre of oat milk off a quarter of the land with a quarter of the water and a quarter of the emissions that you could with milk from a cow. But we're not really interested in that comparison, except from the point of view that our government wants us to double agricultural production by 2025. And there is no point in pursuing any new options unless you can contribute something to that goal. This oat drink project offers another opportunity to all of our cropping farmers in Southland. Owen here, it allows him to have a new avenue to sell his oats into. My own son is a cropping farmer, and his crop largely goes either directly into human consumption or into feed for the livestock industries. So if there was a high value market for their product in addition to that, it really would add another string to their bow. Here's some oats, obviously, just picked out of the paddock, and here's the grain that is being harvested. There's a hull on the outside of that grain that has to be taken out or taken off, and that turns the oat grain into what we call a groat. That then is ground up and steeped in water with enzymes. There is a lot of intellectual property around the use of those enzymes. It's steeped and then centrifuged, and we finish up with an oat milk product like we have here. Obviously, there's no problems with lactose with this product. That's a particular interest in the Asian market. In fact, in any market where the basic diet has been rice. One of the most important aspects of the process that we've been using is that it protects the beta-glucans that are present in oats. Beta-glucans have the effect of making people feel full, and so restricting your food intake, and so are important to people who are wishing to restrict their food intake overall. Lowers cholesterol, and also reduces or slows the absorption of glucose into the bloodstream. So it's of benefit to people with type 2 diabetes as well. I am very optimistic about this opportunity. We've pursued it for quite a long time now. Every time we put this before people, they get it. They understand what we're trying to do. They see the niche. Obviously, there's a significant investment required here, and it depends on how a participant might choose to do it. You know, plant can be leased, land can be rented, buildings can be rented, but one way or another, there's an investment here of several tens of millions.
This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.